Hi, everybody. Welcome to Higher Signals. Okay, so I have to be honest with you. Every single time that I think of the show, I always want to call it Higher Realms. And I have to like mentally make a note signals, signals, signals. So if you see me like pausing when I say it, that's what's going on in my brain. My brain wants to say Higher Realms, but it's Higher Signals. So how are you doing, Q?
I am doing amazing.
I'm talking to you like the audience already knows who you are because they should if they've been following both of us. This isn't the first time that you and I have teamed up and met on camera. The last time we did, you were in the driver's seat, and this time I'm in the driver's seat. So welcome. Thank you so much for being my guest.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here. I
Can
am.
I also tell them that you're also my producer?
Yeah, anything you want to say. There's no secrets with me
No,
at
no
all.
secrets. So he's wearing multiple hats. Like when we chimed in together, he wasn't ready, but he's the guy that stays ready. So he got ready. Well, no, he
Yeah,
didn't
like
have
2
to get
seconds.
ready. But you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
But you gotta be presentable, When I'm in producer mode, I'm like, I'm just getting through the day. But
Yeah.
when you're a guest, it's like going to your house, right?
Yes.
You don't just go in your flip flops. You wanna, hey, here's some wine. Actually, hey, how are you? Here's some flowers, some
Hey.
wine for the house, and all that. Which, by the
I
way,
wish I was drinking.
that's what I
So
was going
what
to
kind of
ask you
wine
because
is that?
I don't want to be a bad influence because I know you're not drinking at the moment, and
It's okay.
well, and then I don't know, your cup does look suspicious. I just gotta say that I gotta point that out. It look. I know
My goblet.
you say it's water. I know you say it's water,
It is. It
and
is.
we're gonna take your word for it, right? But it does
It's
look.
very expensive water. I would love to get a brand deal with them. I would. It's Evian.
It looks suspicious, and that maybe it's like when you're at work and you're drinking out
Yes.
of a cup, and there's a little bit more than soda in there.
Hey. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never been there.
No, like it's Friday. It's Friday. You're stumbling your words at work, like about 4.
Yeah. Happy hour is early.
You come back from lunch laughing,
Yo,
just laughing your ass off from lunch, just
that's
laughing.
funny that you say that because I actually have a whole story about how I caught one of my coworkers drinking in the office, but I've never told the story. I'm not a tattletale. So what happened was me and her, we would always work like extreme hours. So like we would come in first together and we would leave together. And so like everybody else had left. And I think she thought that I left, but I had gone to the bathroom. So I'm on my way back to my desk and she's coming around the corner with a bottle and a glass. And it was one of those moments where it was just like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't judge her or anything, but in my mind flashed all of the scenarios of the many times in meetings and other things when she just was not on her shit. And I was like, okay.
Confirmation.
And we never talked about it after that. I never mentioned it, but hey, if you're drinking on the job, just make sure you're safe. You're safe and everybody else is safe with you.
Well, if you can't wait just those hours to get home, you probably need to do a lot more thinking than just not drinking.
It was after 6:30. So, and we had been there since 6:30 in the morning. So I really wasn't upset with her for doing it.
Yeah, but I think I will find offense she didn't even invite you, right? Because that's not cool. Even if you say no, it's more, hey, I got this. What's up? Now, that tells me that she did this a lot, right? Because if it was a one-time deal, she would have been like, hey, I got this. You want to open it up?
Yes, right. No.
The fact that she waited for you to leave mean that, no, this is mine. No.
Yes.
No, I'm not giving her this.
I'm not giving her any. Yeah. Well, I mean, I looked at it like she probably was afraid and she couldn't tell if I was cool or not. Because in corporate America, when I did work there, I wasn't like goody two shoes, but I was very much the person where I'm like, I'm here to work a job and go home.
Yeah. None of that family. We're all family here.
No. As soon as I heard that, I knew the place was toxic. I was like, yeah, we're family, all right, sure. When I ask for the raise, you're not going to say yes. If I take Friday off because I'm sick, everybody's going to be pissed off.
That's
family
true.
my ass. No.
So I was telling you because I don't want to, but a lot of people don't know it. Like
Yes.
I never even have talked about it, but because I'm still like considered a wine connoisseur, which is like someone that likes wine, right? But because I've been studying, but to become like a professional sommelier, and it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with career. It's like I enjoy it, and
Uh-huh.
when I went into that aspect, the sommeliers is a very difficult. There's 4 levels, and
Mm.
the the 1, 2, 3, and when you get to 4,
Mhm.
is one of the most difficult tests to pass. Like to become a master sommelier, they give you 6 glasses, 3 white and 3 reds, no
Hmm.
labels, nothing. You have to smell them, taste them, and you have to say what year that wine is from, what
Wow.
vineyard, what variety. I mean, you have to describe basically everything about that wine. There are very few master sommeliers in the world. And there's
Yeah.
people that usually pursue it because they're going to open a vineyard or a big restaurant. But I'm doing none of that. I don't even want to take that test. That's stressful as hell. I just want to enjoy it. But since I learned so much about it, I'm like, I might as well take the level 1 test, level 2.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna do the level 2. After
Yeah.
that, that's when you start really getting into the really you know, real like I'm about this life. And I'm not really
Yeah.
about that life. I'm just about drinking that life, but I'm not
Yeah.
to live that life.
Also, I could see it going very well with what you talk about. I know that you're more than meets the eye. So how you and I met was through your seduction show and your seduction platform. So you knowing a lot about wines, I'm sure that's very impressive to women.
It's a little intimidating,
Mm.
especially it depends on the woman, right? Because I think some women I'm gonna start generalizing. So,
What's
yes, I'm generalizing. But I'm saying some, I'm saying all. But I think women sometimes have a hard time um kind of like not knowing things, right? Like when you bring up something, you're
uh,
gonna have 2 reactions. Either a woman's gonna go, "Oh, really? I didn't know that. Tell me more. I want to learn."
uh-huh.
But you also have the reactions of like, "Okay, I'm not interested in that." But it's not because they're not interested; it's because they don't know about it. They don't want to feel dumb, basically. I think
Mhm.
it's a human thing. Maybe it's not even a woman thing. It's like we don't like to feel dumb. So a lot of times
Yeah.
instead of admitting that we don't know something about a subject, go like we'll just act like we don't care about the subject. If we really do, I'd rather not look dumb right now. I'm in a learning mode basically. I
Yeah.
want to show you my strengths and you
Huh.
actually put on a weakness. So it's
Yeah.
a
I
gift,
like
meaning it's a
it.
gift and a curse.
I
But should I
like
open
it.
the okay, let me tell you.
Yeah. Tell me what
Maybe they can
that
sponsor
is.
your show. They can sponsor your show.
I hope
Well,
so.
the reason I started the journey because I didn't know what wine to buy, right? And then
Yeah.
now I still don't know, but for
Hmm.
different reasons because now I can choose. But
Okay.
before it was because, it was like, from Mad Dog 2020, to me that was wine. You chill that and that was good. But
Okay.
so these are from Spain, right? And
Mm,
they what happens in the United States, the wine is called by the type of grape,
yeah.
like Zinfandel or is this type of grape. And
Hmm.
in Europe, the old world is more about the region.
Mm,
So champagne is because it comes from Champagne, France.
yeah.
That's the region rather than the grape. So
Right.
they have their own grape varieties. So this is a Rioja, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rioja in Spanish. And well, no, but this that's the producer, right?
Yeah.
But Tempranillo, and then you have Garnacha, right? These are very light wines. But what I
Okay.
like about them, they're really good, really affordable. Like these are under $10.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't know how they afford to get this bottle from all the way
Yeah.
in Europe, all the way here, and they still give it to you for the $10. And
Yeah.
so
Interesting.
I
I would
feel
love
like
to
it's a
taste
deal.
it.
And then, but I was gonna ask you, so should I open the Tempranillo? Lighter, actually, you can even kind of see almost through it. And
Tepenillo. Did I say that right? Tepenillo.
yeah,
Okay.
that's it. In English, I mean,
Un
that's how you say it.
poquito. Un poquito de
Yeah,
España.
yeah,
Yeah.
qué bueno. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
because our double L's are yos,
Yeah.
right? Like
Okay.
and then the garnacha, right? And these, they're both very light. They're not like when you drink a heavy wine, you want to pair it with something, which is
Mm,
another thing. People it's not like just to get drunk, right? Like
yeah.
wine was made to pair with food. And you
Yeah.
want to pair it with something that goes with it. And when you drink a lot of
Mm,
the United States wines, they're very, to go with steak. The red wines are very strong or
mm-hmm.
very powerful in flavors. And these are more very light.
Okay.
So the pernillo or the garnacha, which
The
this one is lighter than this one.
panilla. Panilla.
This one, okay.
So are they both white wines?
No, they're both red.
Oh, they're red. Okay. I
But
like
this one is
tapanillo.
lighter.
I've never had either, but I like the sound of tapanillo. So
Okay.
yeah. Hopefully I
Good.
said that
We
right.
settled it. It's settled.
Okay.
No, but sometimes, like when people are becoming sommeliers, they'll lock themselves in a room with like a few roommates and they'll drink 10 bottles of wine.
Hey, sign me up.
In order to learn, I mean, it's been a lot of it and stuff, but you have to be that committed to it. Like I'm not that alcoholic yet.
No, I mean, I think I know a lot about wines. I prefer like the rare varieties. So like I really enjoy ice wine, like when I want something super sweet. And then I also like, I think you pronounce it Saturins. I love that. And that's also a dessert sweet wine. And then I like every wines, honestly. I've never met a wine I didn't like for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like to do the food pairing. I love that. I love it.
Yeah, no, and once you figure that out, it changes the game because then now, that's what I mean. It's not, I used to think it's wine was just to get drunk, right? But now I don't even drink wine. If I want to get drunk, I don't drink wine because to me now, it's almost like having having art in a bottle. You know, it's like, look, this is from 2022. We're in 2026.
Okay.
So this is 22, 23, 24, 25, 4 years ago. This was produced, right?
Yeah.
So imagine the time that it went and then the grape to grow before this year and the type of, that's what makes a good wine or not. The more that the grape struggles, the better the wine because that grape, that's why the wine doesn't grow good in fertile areas. It's always rocky or cold because the grape needs to struggle to survive and it makes better fruit because it wants to keep alive. So that fruit is way better.
That's so spiritual. Like you're talking spirit right now.
It's completely spirit. It's almost like you're putting that torture on that grapevine so that it produces the best fruit. Almost like how we go through life sometimes.
Oh, you mean like me? Yes.
Like all of us, you get put into that rocky situation, that cold situation. You're not in that fertile land. But why? Because you're going to get better fruit. Once you go through all of that and you survive, that grape's going to give these beautiful, just perfect grapes. If you put it in the fertile, they won't even grow big. They're soft. The fruit is not the same.
Right. So
That's what I like about it. Huh?
Do you make your own wine yet? Have you played around with that?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Because that's a whole other business that I don't want to get distracted to. But I did start, I'm the founder of the Mexican Wine Society, which is, they have a lot of vineyards in Mexico, especially in the northern part, which will be Southern California, really.
Okay.
So no different than Napa Valley, right? Maybe a little bit warmer climate and closer to the beach.
Nice. Yeah.
But if you notice, you won't find Mexican wine in the stores in the United States.
No,
they don't let them. They don't let Mexican wines in here.
Wow.
So I started the Mexican Wine Society to try to lobby towards getting some, but it's because that California wines lobbied a long time ago. So it's the law. You can only bring 2 bottles of Mexican wine when you cross back from Mexico. That's all you can do.
I have to have some.
Yeah,
I gotta try the Mexican wine. Now I have to because it's rare here. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's not rare in Mexico, but
their reputation, they're giving it a bad reputation because you don't want the Mexican wines here because they're gonna bring the prices here down. They're gonna do a lot of. There's more competition. You're already competing with the old world, so California would make sure that the wines can't get in here. And then another thing is that the taste is different because the food palette in Mexico is different. The ground there is more mineral. So when you taste Mexican wine, it has a little bit of more of a salty taste.
Okay.
Like a salty taste. And then they look down on that in Europe and here in the United States.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's marketing to try to put them down or they just want to give them a bad reputation, but also because in Mexico, you're eating spicier food.
Yes.
So it goes great. The Mexican one goes great with those spicy ceviches, that seafood. Like it's a perfect pair. But they say, oh no, that doesn't taste right. It's like, no, it's just you don't have the food style that they have there.
Right.
Right. So
Right.
it's like it's all a political thing.
It
Like the
is. Wow. I mean, yeah. I can't wait for the world to have no borders, where we have like an international passport or whatever. And, it is
you
what
think
it
that'll
is.
happen one day? I don't know. It's the way it's
I
going.
think it
But like
will.
going the opposite direction seems like.
Well, right now we're going in the opposite direction, but yeah, there has been prophecies that it will be a one world government. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And a lot of
that,
people are like afraid of it. They're like, oh my God, no. But I'm like, honestly, that's how the earth was created.
that's true.
Yes.
And let me give you a tip on the. You know how people smell this? Do you know why? Because see, that's what I like about you. Because see how you just said no,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to know.
Yes.
Some
Yeah.
women will just make something up, or like
Yeah, no, that's not me.
no, that's a sign of intelligence. That's what I mean. Like I
Yeah.
think if we're all instead of always trying to up one another, we go, hey,
Right.
I don't know about angels. Tell me about that.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
going, I got my own angel. Like it's like no, I don't. Like let me listen and learn. So the reason
Yeah.
you smell it is the only reason is not to see if it's a good wine or not. It's to make sure that it's not spoiled. So if you smell vinegar, like you'll literally smell like the spoiled wine, like
Yeah.
vinegarish.
Okay.
And so that's the reason people smell it. You open it because when you open it, I mean, imagine it's been here for years. It's
Yeah.
been locked up for years. You
Yeah.
don't know what kind of condition it was saved at. And
Mhm.
another tip is that people like wine a lot, the red wines, because you open it
Yeah.
and then you pour it and drink
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That you don't do that. You
Oh,
gotta
you're
let
supposed to
the
let it sit.
oxygen hit it. Yes.
Oh,
It's been locked in with no oxygen for years. So you gotta let
okay.
the oxygen activate the flavors. If not, it's gonna be
Oh,
bitter as hell.
okay.
That's why people don't like it. They taste it and they're like, "Oh no, I don't like wine." But yeah, but you're not tasting it yet. You got to
Yeah.
let it. And then so when you pour it, and you don't have to have like decanters. You can pour
You
it somewhere.
totally have me right now. Like literally, I'm sitting here like on the edge of my seat. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
See, this is how you like wait, like let me know about the seduction part. This is where we be having this conversation at first, right? And then you're drinking wine, so you get a little buzz from the wine and a little bit of knowledge, and then a little bit of jazz playing, and then it's this cultural element, and we start talking about Basquiat, and next thing you know,
God. And let me see if you know. Do you know Salvatore Dali? Dali or
yeah,
Dali?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
So we
know
can
him,
talk about
but
that.
yeah, I know his
Yeah. And then we could also talk about. I forget her name, but I adore her. She
Frida
was in.
Kahlo.
Yes, she was a Mexican artist.
See how my angel told me what you
Yeah,
wanted?
yeah, yeah,
Yes, you're
yeah,
right. You're right.
yeah.
But see, that's why you gotta let it sit. And when people, and then people grab it like this. Actually, if you're not gonna learn anything right now, learn this.
Okay.
When I see
Oh,
someone
I
grab,
know.
yeah,
Yeah, I
no,
know.
that's the reason it made this. If you grab it like this, you're heating up the wine and you're changing the flavor. You grab whiskey like that, but this, you grab it from here, people, because just that it makes it seem like you know what you're talking about, right? Like you're just grabbing it like this, you're like, oh, but if I see someone grabbing it like this, it's like, oh yeah, they
Yeah.
don't know how to drink wine. And
Right.
so,
No.
and then when you do this, people are like, "Oh, well, why you do that? Because it's cool." Like, no, you getting that oxygen in there,
Yeah.
right? You're getting
Okay.
that oxygen in there, and then you smell it because you're getting the oxygen and the flavor
Yeah.
in there, and then when you taste it, this is salty and sweet. The
Mm,
tip. Most people go, "I don't like it." It's yeah because it's not salty or sweet. This is a whole different flavor that only back here can taste.
right.
So you got to skip this and go into the packet. Like, see what I mean? That's it.
Yeah,
I
but
let you do your
I
show.
I have I have a
I took over.
naughty mind. I'm sorry. I have
But
a naughty mind
yeah,
because
but I know you're thinking the tongue is
I'm
a
like,
very
yo, I'm like, you could totally seduce a lot of women with that.
with the tongue, yes. But look,
Yeah, no, talking about you got to get it in the back. The taste is for the
it is
back of the throats.
but there's
Don't
other
taste it
taste
with the
that's
tip.
not that. There's other taste. I mean, like, the tongue is an instrument that I think a lot of us don't learn how to use. If you learn to Google,
Yeah.
if men watching, right? Go Google parts of the tongue, and then you
Yeah.
can see what parts do what, and the energetic part of it as well. The tongue
Wow.
can destroy you or make you. Like the
Yeah.
tongue. you can say something and destroy somebody's life, or you can say something and make somebody's life. So the tongue has a very spiritual side too. So,
and the Bible says it's from the heart the tongue speaks.
absolutely. Or from
Out
the
of the
tongue.
mouth, out of the heart, rivers of life flow. So yeah, the tongue, even though it's small, it's mighty.
That's good. That's very good. But that's okay. See, that's connection is the spiritual way. And then another thing, when you do, last thing, because when you taste it, obviously you want to go. But the reason the glasses are so big for the red wine is because you want to put your nose in here, and as you're tasting it, because smell is connected to your taste, you want to taste it as you sip, and you want to bring the fumes or the aroma through your nose as you bring the wine through your mouth at the same time. That's how you really go the real taste. If not, if you're only doing it one thing, so like you put it in here,
Okay.
and it's a completely, it changes the game on how you like wine.
I have a
because
question.
Yes, ma'am.
So why do people spit? Because I've seen people do that too, like spit the wine out.
When you're wine tasting or like
Mhm.
being or studying or doing it strictly for tasting purposes, and you don't want to get too drunk, then they spit it so they're not ingesting all the alcohol. You still get some, but it beats the purpose. But think about it. If you're drinking like 20 bottles because you're studying for a test,
Right.
your mind will be, the alcohol is going to hinder your mind being able to learn. So you kind of spit.
True. Yeah.
Or if you're just doing a review because the people pay you to do reviews, then you really not trying to drink it.
Okay. Listen, I went to a vineyard. I've been
But
to
you
a
know what?
couple of vineyards.
Spitters are quitters. But anyway,
Yeah.
what were
I
you
went to a
saying?
couple of vineyards and I never spit. I never spit.
Yeah,
I never spit
you're
at
not
all.
a spitter.
No. And
You
I
just
just like,
swallowed it. You just swallowed the whole wine like you just.
I did. It was like and the guy called it a flight, and it was 8 different glasses. I drank all of them.
Because you're not a quitter. Spitters are quitters. Everybody knows.
But I'm looking back on it, and I'm like, he probably was like, "Oh my god."
No, but was it like a leisure thing, right?
Yeah. I went. I was
No, but
supposed to meet a friend there,
that's
and
why it's there. That's
yeah.
no. You're on vacation, in Cancun, like drink, like don't, actually any time if you're not really doing it for your intellectual purposes,
Yeah.
it is to drink it. Like you were
Yeah.
talking about earlier, like Jesus knew what's up. Like even
Yeah.
Jesus turned the water into wine,
Water into wine. I don't know. Will he do it again?
but like that. Yeah, like that.
Yeah. No. He
How
probably
can I-
could, but no, I'm not.
But if it happens, the spirits want you to drink it.
No, listen, trust me, you know that I am very open with who I am and what I do. So I like partaking. I do for ritual purposes to tap in, and I know which liquor to drink at what time in order to tap into what I need to tap into. And I'm very self-aware. So I know which liquors are going to do what to me, Like other people, they're like, "Oh, I don't know what happened." Me, I'm like, "Okay, if I drink this rum, yeah, it's about to go down. It's about to be it's about to be a whole different evening, But if it's like wine, then I'm like, okay, it's about to be chill. And
Is
I
rum
do
is
like my
rum
whiskey.
your Achilles? Is that your strong drink, or what will be the alcohol that kind of is the out of control one? Let's say
Gin.
I was gonna say,
But I love it. I have this pink gin that I am addicted to when I am drinking. It's a French gin, and yeah.
and then let me tell you an extra.
Uh-huh.
And I guess it's for the man more, but like women and gin, you don't want that combination.
Why?
There's women cry on gin. I don't know what it is.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like any kind of gin, it brings emotional memories in women. I don't know what it is. I can't tell you the scientific connection, but gin make women cry or at least get emotional or go into their feelings.
Yeah.
Not like tequila. Tequila's like a happy-go-lucky kind of thing.
Yeah.
Gin is a very powerful spirit.
I like it though. I love it. Oh my goodness. I love it. I do. I like it. But I have cried when I've been on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always know when I'm going to cry because, like, if I'm sad when I start drinking, it just brings it out. But, like, if I'm happy like I normally am, it brings out that evil twin that everybody loves but me. No, we locked her away a long time ago. Don't let her out. And people are like, let her out. And I'm like, oh my God, no, just stop. No.
It sounds
Yeah.
fun. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Sounds fun until like the cops are called.
Hey, so that's even more fun.
Yeah.
Handcuffs, all of that.
For some men it is. Yeah. For some men it is like my ex. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah.
Officer, can you just leave her handcuffed here?
Man, yo, wow. I guess we're gonna call it. We'll title this one "Angels After Dark." Okay. So, some questions for you.
That's
And
what
of course,
I'm
it's going to be about your expertise because, you know, even though I'm in the heavenly realms, I know how to come down and have a little bit of fun. And I really do. I enjoy talking about seduction. I enjoy talking about relationships and sexuality and all of that. So I want to pick your brain a little bit. So, first question, my friend. How do you define seduction beyond physical attraction?
Seduction is evolution. Seduction is the reason we are born. Without seduction, our parents wouldn't have met or made it, if we want to call it that, or our grandparents or the caveman. So seduction is the body's way to trigger reproduction. And the best seducers are those where Mother Nature and the gene pool wants them to win because they're the strongest generation to create the strongest next generation. We should get stronger every generation. Well, how do you do that? Well, you got to have men that are better than others at seduction because really, probably about 20% of the men get 80% of the women really in the world. There's like very few men that get most of the women. And it's not because they are necessarily like a better human being. It's just, there's something about their gene pool that is meant to procreate. And women are attracted to that in a spiritual way or even in an evolutionary way. There's pheromones and all kinds of things that go into that. There's men that it doesn't matter how good looking they are, they got it together. They can't land a woman. They don't have that, people call it game or what. Well, no, it's that they just, your body knows, there was a thing about this, a study about if you have a disease as a man, like if there's something in your evolutionary DNA that's, harmful, you are going to have a harder time seducing women because women actually, your body's meant to detect these defects within the DNA that you can still get them, but you're gonna have to work for it. With this other man that they don't do anything. They just magnets. They don't even, some of them don't even work. You just see these women falling in love with these guys that are like, they don't have jobs. And you're like, well, what are you seeing him? It's just his genes for whatever reason are healthy. And women are attracted to that subconsciously and spiritually. And there might be that guy that's like super, have it all, money, good looks, and women don't feel him. To answer a long story short, evolution. Seduction is evolution. It's not horniness or whatever you want to call it these days.
Yeah, no, I'm totally into seduction. I actually read The Art of Seduction and I enjoyed it. And I myself, I like to be seduced. I do. I don't know, like people will accuse me of seducing them, but it's not something that I'm conscious of. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
That's a whole nother seduction because women, look, and by the way, I'm not just talking smack, right? Like, look, this is my book. This is Spanish. This is the English one.
Yeah.
Evolutionary Seduction. You can find that in Amazon. And if you want to know, but this isn't like how to pick up. This isn't pick up lines. This is about literally like, we're talking science, what I'm telling you about that, about the different laws of DNA, right? And the human nature. Because if you understand those laws and if you understand that at the end of the day, it's about procreation, right? Like it's what it's about. Your mind changes because romance is an excuse to procreate.
Yeah.
Because it sounds better than, hey, we met, fell in love, lived happily ever after, had kids. Then we met, our DNAs were a match, so we made it and procreated. Like that doesn't sound romantic.
I don't know. I'm having, I don't know if it's midlife or whatever, but like I am over the romantic stuff. And I almost like the second better because it's real, it's real. I'm not
Were you
saying that
always
you
like that?
can't. No, 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 no. No, no, I wasn't. I was like lover girl romantic, like, oh my God, like I need romance and I want to fall in love. Now I'm just like, it's a scam. And it's like the only real thing is sex. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
why do you want to be bothered with each other? Because you want to have sex. You know
It's
what I'm
like
saying?
breathing. Like breathing
Yeah.
air or eating food is a function of the humanity. And if
Yeah.
we look at it that way, that's how you really become. You understand what it's about. Then
Mhm.
you're not falling for the romance, right? Because you're like, first of all, like the feeling of love is not even real because it's it's a hormonal imbalance. That's
Yeah.
scientifically proven. There's norepinephrine, there's
Mhm.
serotonin,
Mhm.
all these hormones that spike when you like someone like a really high rate, and
Mhm.
you feel in love.
Mhm.
But really, that's why you get heartbroken and disappointed because when those hormones start leveling out, that
Yeah.
disappointment starts settling in. You're like, oh,
Mhm.
that's not the person I thought, right? Because this will blind you, and you don't see anything wrong, and then hormones start leveling up, and you're like, you start. It's almost
Yeah.
like they're covering gold, and as soon as the
Yeah.
hormones are going out, like you see that gold go away, you're like, no, wait, but this is a normal, regular human being,
Yeah.
probably worse than some of the other human beings.
Mhm. Yeah, and honestly, I don't buy that there's only one person for us anymore. I don't. I'm like if he's a man and I'm a woman, we're going to click because that's how we're made. You know what I mean? Like there might be compatibility issues, but if he was the last man on earth and I was the last woman on earth, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So like I think
Yeah,
a lot of people have we've been lied to. We bought the scam. And a lot of people that knew me back when I was under the spell and now that I'm out of it, they're like, "Oh my God, you hate men." And I'm like, "No, I don't hate men. I just understand their nature." And I don't know, there's like a newfound respect that comes when you understand nature, because it's like, okay, he can like me as much as he wants to, but he can like her too. You know what I mean? Because oh my gosh, and it's so funny because I used to get into huge debates with my ex boyfriends about this, about how they would be like, no, we're made to have more than one woman. And I would be like, but like once you strip it down and you really understand male nature, yeah, we're the ones that can't successfully be with more than one man. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
sexually.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, because we
we've made
attach.
we made different as well in the fact that when women, if we go into the procreation, right, not in the romance, the
Yeah.
procreation, women get pregnant, you're really kind of out of commission for a whole year.
Yes. And then
And
some. If you
the re,
nurse. Yeah.
but at the same time, there's two things that we do everything in life. If you look at everything you do, it's either to survive or to procreate.
Yeah.
We work to survive because we need food. We need shelter because we can't be in the cold and die. Anything we do, even what we wear, is to impress maybe the woman or the man so they can like us. Everything we
Yeah.
do is to procreate or survive. You're doing
Yeah.
that all day long. When the woman is going to procreate and have a baby, the it's not just about you surviving, it's about keeping the human race going. So she needs this baby to survive eh, a lifetime. It needs to grow up to
Yeah.
keep it going. And she has a better chance of doing that with a man that helps her with this offspring to
Mm-hmm.
bring it into adulthood.
Yeah.
So when it comes to relationships, the relationship becomes a survival evolutionary mechanism and not necessarily not it's not love. It's that, that's why rich guys, they
Yeah.
don't need to do a lot and they get women because women look at them as, oh, I can survive better with
Yes.
this person that has money, you know,
Yes.
rather
My
than this
offspring
guy.
can survive. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, so
Yeah.
it's a survival mechanism to
Mm-hmm.
go towards a guy with that's wealthy than someone that is not. Is like, maybe we're going to end up not even eating because I don't even know where the money's going to come from. That's,
Right.
that's stressful to a woman because she's trying to survive.
Yes.
Men, the same thing. We try to survive.
Mm-hmm.
So to us, survival becomes, offspring. So if you're pregnant for 9 months,
Mm-hmm.
it's not the right thing, but it's kind of like, well, I'm putting all my lotto tickets into this one offspring, right? Where
Right.
your DNA is telling you, this may not survive. You got to keep trying to survive. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Right.
it's not like an unfaithfulness thing. It's
Yeah.
biology has made man where, you need to mate with a number of women
Mm.
to get that one offspring to grow to adulthood. And where women, you just need that one mate, but it's not about that. It's about you need a mate that's going to stick around and help you survive and bring this
Yeah.
offspring off. And it
Yeah.
might not even be the father of the kids. I mean, like any man that's willing to help you survive better, you're going
Yeah.
to be willing to give him a better chance than a guy that, oh, this guy he don't even care about me. He
Right.
just, he just wants to make an offspring or practice making an offspring and get the heck out. So
Yeah. I
it's
mean,
evolution.
I have thought about, like if man were to do it like the animals, you know what I mean? Like if we had ceremonies where like men presented themselves and then the women are like, okay, yeah, I'll mate with him, I'll have some offsprings, and then everybody goes their separate but do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we're still like community or whatever, but it's not like, oh my God, like that's in,
Yeah.
and then like you get delusional and you have all this toxic crap, it's like, hey, like let's do it for the children.
But
And
actually,
luckily I'm almost out of childbearing years, so I don't have to worry about that.
but the mating call is what you described, right? Like
Mm,
we do have that. Like if you notice when the younger kids they get their first car, they have the
mm,
music blasting, and they go
yeah.
through the little strip where women or the girls are walking up and down the street with their friends, and they walk and
Yeah.
they go in the car with all the loud music so that the
Mm-hmm.
girls can look at them. Like,
Mm,
that's all part of it's a mating call.
yeah.
And then the nightclubs are part of the mating dance where you literally, it's like the animals, like they
Mm,
dance or they open their feathers. And that's how we do it as like buying the expensive shoes
yeah.
is letting this girl know if your status as an alpha male. We have the
Mm-hmm.
same, it just, we disguise it and we think we're civilized, but really we're the same. Like, man,
Yeah.
our social media is like a peacock's feathers. Like men are showing their feathers there to try to attract women or whatever it is, or even what you wear out in the street or
Oh.
how you behave, how you took the music you listen to. Like if I'm trying to attract a certain type of woman and I play, let's say, gangster rap, it's because I
Mm,
know the right woman that I'm looking for is gonna
yeah.
look at that because that's who she's looking for.
Uh,
That guy listening to that, that's what her mating call is.
okay.
So the music you listen to is part of your mating call towards that woman.
Hmm.
That you're going to her world or you
Uh-huh.
attract her with that. That's our little, like animals do that. I don't know what animal is that. So some
Yeah, I
animals
don't know, but hey, it works. It works.
they make
Yeah.
noise like that, is to attract the other animals.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We're territorial and we don't see it that way. We think it's just kids being kids. It's like, no, these kids are playing a mating call all through high school.
Yeah. True. True. I have a question. I mean, I have lots of questions, but I have a question. So, do you consider yourself spiritual? And I guess it's two parts. So, do you consider yourself spiritual? And have you tapped into the angelic realm since the last time we spoke?
I consider myself very, very spiritual
Okay.
because I think from my perspective is if there are answers that if there are not answers to things that we want to know, that's the
Uh-huh.
spiritual world. The spiritual world answers all the answers that science can't answer. So it's like, there's some things that science hasn't been able to answer. And we need the spiritual world, the realm, we need that part of it. If not, like what do we do? How do we explain certain things, even though
Yeah.
the spiritual world is a place with no proof because our proof is very subjective.
Mm,
Like a priest can dedicate himself to be a priest all of his life and he can be 90. His dying bed, you can ask him,
mm.
did you do the right thing? Did you, like, he don't know.
Right.
Like, we don't know until you cross over. If there's
Right.
crossover, then you'll know. But no one alive
Mm,
knows. No one. not a
That's true.
scientist, not a preacher. We can preach, we can talk, we can have faith, but
Yeah.
we don't know. And
Yeah.
that's why science hates the spiritual realm, because science is about knowing.
Hmm.
And since it doesn't know, it dismisses it, right? But you can't dismiss. If we have a question, you can just go, my answer is, oh, this happens because it's a spiritual thing. You can't, as a scientist, go, no, that is not why,
Yeah.
without giving me a replacement answer. And
True.
science can't give you a replacement answer for a lot of the things that happen. Like if you talk to angels, they can go, no, that's impossible because whatever.
Right.
Okay, fine. I'll take it. It's impossible. Now tell me why whatever's happening is happening. Now explain it in a scientific way. Why do
Yeah.
I know this that I didn't know before? Where did I pull it from? They can't
Right.
prove it. They can't
No,
prove. They
they
hate it.
can, but they haven't got there yet. They're getting there through like the quantum physics and the quantum fields and what comes after that. But even then, yeah, it's faith.
Well, they're not doing it to prove you right.
Right.
They're
Yeah,
doing
that's
it
true.
to prove that you're wrong.
I know, but hey, it keeps proving that I'm right.
Well, that's why they keep failing, exactly, because they look down upon things that are not proven.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, well, you can't live like that because our cavemen didn't know crap, right? Like, they didn't know anything. They just were born and they're like out there looking for food. Like they don't know what. So
Mm.
if they didn't have faith that there was something more, I
Hmm.
mean, what's the purpose of living? Like
Yeah.
what is the purpose of living? Like if you don't have the spiritual world, like if it's strictly science,
Yeah.
then why are we even in this planet suffering? You know? Put a nuclear bomb in the middle of the earth and get this over with. Like, what's the point, right?
I
So there's
like
got
my
to be
life,
more.
sir. I don't want no nuclear bombs.
I would say no.
I went
No,
through
it's
that
not
in
going to happen.
Atlantis.
It won't happen because we know
Yeah.
without a proof that there's something more to life. If
Yeah.
not, we would have destroyed each other a long time ago. We
Oh, we
don't,
tried.
because the only reason that we're still alive as a humanity is because of the
Hmm.
spiritual world. Because we would not be alive if it was strictly rational humans.
Hmm.
But the world does not make sense. It just doesn't.
True.
Like what? So we're gonna just be born to suffer throughout life to die?
Right.
That's science. Like that's it. So I'm gonna go do all this, put all this effort to going to school and working and eating every day and treating people right and taking showers and going with having no money and working
Yeah.
to die. That's why I did it. So science doesn't provide a real answer that keeps us alive. It just
Yeah.
doesn't.
No, it doesn't. So have you tapped in with your angels or angels since the last time we talked? Like, have you had experiences or?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, I've always been very spiritual,
Yeah.
I'm very open minded to both
Okay.
science too. I'm a
Yeah.
very scientific person. I've made myself
Hmm.
be so that I can appreciate the spiritual world more, right? Because when you
Nice.
start learning answers, you figure out all the answers that are yet to be defined, and I think that makes you even more spiritual. So since we've talked, you gave me a different way of communicating into the spiritual realm, right? Well,
Oh,
because
okay.
before I think I was a little bit too systematic. Like,
Mm.
well, if I'm going to be spiritual, I better sit here quietly and this is like a ritualistic system. And then you show me that I can just connect to my spirituality at any moment in any given way where like,
Yeah.
hey, motherfuckers, I need money. Like, what's up?
Right.
Like you made me connect in a way that I probably should have a long time ago because it has
Yeah.
worked better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were probably wanting to communicate this way with me. And
Hmm.
I kept it so, hey, how are you, sir?
Yes. Yeah.
And now I feel like we connected in a way of like, okay, we are all in this on this boat.
Yeah.
Let's make this work.
Oh, that's so amazing. I love that.
So I
Yeah. And
appreciate that. So thank you for that.
you're welcome. But I love that you said motherfuckers because like I have not political correct names for my team as well. And when I say it, they know. Like, I'm talking to y'all, you know, and like if somebody is around and I just start having a conversation with them, like sometimes they'll be like, "Excuse me," and I'm like, "I'm not even talking to you," you know, I'm talking to my niggas.
That's what I mean. Because I didn't know that you could go there, right? I thought you had
Yeah,
to have like this like when you talk to your mom, there's a certain way you talk to her, or you're
right.
even your mom, right? You talk to your mom at a certain level, like there's a little bit of
Yeah,
respect, and then your grandma
yeah,
even more, right? Because it's like
yeah,
this stuff you would tell your mom, even though you won't tell her what you tell your friends, it's
right.
still more. But then when your grandma, when you start going into hierarchy, this of respect, the
Mm,
older people are a lot more respected, and then you don't really connect with them beyond respect because you
yeah. You froze, but it will work. I have to remember that. Yeah,
guys, grandma, like you can tell grandma, hey grandma, how are you? Like
right.
and that's how I would talk to my spiritual, like you call it team. That's a great word.
Yeah.
Spiritual team, like hey guys, hey, let's connect. And now I'm more like, like we're chilling now.
Yeah. It's like, yo, I need some money. Like, I want to do this. What do y'all think about this? You know, I met this girl. What do you think? Like, tell me, like, should I call her? Should I not? And the funny thing is, like, they actually answer back and they're like, no, she's a hoe. You know what I mean? No, I'm serious.
That's
You know,
true.
or they'll be like, "No, she's broken. She's not whole right now." Or, "No, that's not your lesson." Or they'll say something like, "Okay, you can go there, but you know,
Yeah. No,
you're gonna
but
learn X, Y, Z."
the thing is that is trusting that what they're telling you is, like, well, she's a hoe or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, well, that's just me. That's my mind. That she ain't a
Mhm.
hoe, right? Then later, she is a hoe. It's like you knew it, but you didn't
Yes.
trust it. I think
Right.
trusting it becomes almost as important as
Yeah.
listening because you can
Yeah.
listen and then still be like, I don't believe it. I'm gonna still do I'm gonna do what I think
Yeah.
and end up
Trust me,
losing.
I've been there many times. And like right now, they have me and they're teaching me cycles, like how to flow with my cycles. So I
Yeah.
used to just go, 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 work, 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 work. And I would get sick. And so I'm starting to just trust them and do that. And when I do that, I'm actually way more productive when I come out of that rest than if I would have just pushed my way through it, you know? So we
No,
just got to trust them.
but it's difficult because
Hmm.
one, you got to trust that they're actually talking to you, right? Because I think we've been
Yeah.
conditioned to think that it's a crazy thing or no,
Yeah.
like so you got to get over that. And then once you get over that, it's
Hmm.
about, well, can they make mistakes? You start kind of doubting a little
Hmm.
bit. Well, that is a question for you. I mean, can they make mistakes?
No, not when advising me. They've never led me down the wrong path. What has led me down the wrong path is myself not listening.
Yeah,
So
but
I knew that like it wasn't the way that I was supposed to go, and I just pushed, and then it falls apart. You know? Yeah.
is it possible? I mean, I'm saying not that, but can they
Mhm.
can they lead you in the wrong direction, basically, without
No,
meaning to?
no, no, no. They can't. I mean, if it depends on who you're listening to. If you're listening to the lower realm, yeah, they can. But the angels that I work with are of the higher realm and holy and connected to God. So they're not going to lead me astray. They only lead me in better and higher paths. So, yeah. But they're telling me, they're like, but you can talk about it. If you mean like them themselves, they can make mistakes for themselves because that happened in history before where the watchers were in heaven. They looked down upon earth. They lusted after the women. And then they came up with a plan where they were going to mate with women and have children, in order to take over earth. And that was a mistake. So, yeah.
But I don't blame them. Women are beautiful. Like
It
if I was an
wasn't
angel,
because
I
of
probably do the
that.
same thing. I can't even lie. Like I
It
probably.
wasn't because of that. It was because they were trying to usurp getting back into the highest heaven. And so they were like, "Oh, if I have a child with her, my child will die and then be judged by God and get back into the highest heaven and through my child I can go to battle with God." It's a whole history, an
Good.
angelic history. There was a
But
great angelic war before the earth was formed. Yeah.
but could it be that they were like man, this woman feel good, motherfucker. I don't know, like this woman
Maybe,
feel good, like I don't know, like
maybe,
maybe we're attracted to the women
maybe.
because I see what you mean. You see, we're talking about
Yeah,
strictly biological, where if I have
yeah.
a child with them and they have a bigger plan. But do you think? And sorry to ask you questions, but because I'm really curious, do you think them being who they are, that
Uh-huh.
they also have temptations? Because women have always
Yeah,
been temptations in all sorts of different ways. Do you think that
yeah,
they might have been tempted by women, just like,
yeah,
ah, man, like, these women are fine,
yeah.
like.
That's how come when you go into holy places or you're a woman in certain cultural backgrounds, you cover your hair because the hair of a woman is supposedly very tempting to angels, male angels. So that's like why Muslim cultures, the women cover their hair. A lot of them have forgot that history, but when you read the ancient books, that is what is listed there. Cover your hair so that you do not tempt the angels.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
very deep. Or the man.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Yeah, leave
know.
us alone, ladies.
We don't do nothing to
Look
y'all.
over there.
Y'all are the ones that be messing with us all the time. All the time. You can't get
Eh,
enough.
no, but that's what I'm saying. But that we can, I think, man, we can admit that, right? I wonder if the
Yeah.
angels can admit that. For example, if there were angels, we were talking about this the other time, where
Hmm.
if there were angel women and they
Yeah.
look good, you know, I may try. You know what I mean? Like, just because it's like, no, if she looks good, she looks good. Like, I know
Right.
it's like this. It's like races, right? Like
Yeah.
men, and I don't know if this happens for women, but men, I don't think we have like a. Some say some guys are like, "Oh, I love Asian women," but at the end of the
Hmm.
day, if she's a woman in the right place at the right time,
Hmm.
the race does not matter. Like that racist KKK dude. How many times were they not with the with slaves, and
Oh, I know.
supposedly they hated them
Yeah.
so much that they loved them.
They didn't hate us, honey. We've always been in style.
That's what I mean. So I think race goes out the
Yeah.
window, but
Yeah.
I'm bringing it up a notch higher. I think
Yeah.
race or spirituality, where you're an angel,
Hmm.
and if you're an angel and you're fine as hell, I just don't see if it's written "Do not touch the angels." I don't know if men are gonna be like, it says "Don't touch them." Like, I'm gonna touch it.
Yeah. But I mean, I think it's up to that angel whether or not they allow that to happen, especially because they saw what happened the first time. And then they saw what happened the second time because the flood is the first time that the angels got judged and punished for sleeping with humans. The second time is Sodom and Gomorrah, which a lot of people aren't even aware of. Like they think it's because of sodomy. No, it's because how did the men of the town know that those men were angels? They beat on Lot's door and they demanded to sleep with the angels. Why? Because it was happening before. So God sent those two angels to investigate to see, is this something that's really happening again? And what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah? He destroyed it through high technology. And you can go there and there's like pillars of salt, So I don't
but
know, it's like, is the punishment worth the crime?
and they are female angels,
Mm-hmm. Yes, there are. Yeah.
because it seems that or at least in the Bible, from what I
Yeah.
know, they're mostly male.
Yeah, that's how they like to present it. But if you are scholarly and you do word searches and you look into it, there are female angels that are in the Bible. But the female makeup is so respected amongst the heavenly realm. She's protected and hidden. And it's not because they're ashamed of her. I think it's because she probably is so beautiful and so alluring and so wanting. Wisdom is known as a woman, you know? And that's written about in the ancient text. There are certain things that are known as female,
Okay.
and you have to look at it. Like if you go through the biblical text, where did they get the design for Eve? Because it says us make man. They weren't just talking about you, they were talking about humankind. So they already had a blueprint for Eve before they brought her to Adam, and they
Wow.
took her from Adam. So Adam was actually pregnant first.
Okay, I see that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that's pretty mind blowing. And then, well,
Mhm.
that's another question. It's so interesting. You know, it's a
Yeah.
whole world that well, obviously they don't teach you in school, and
Mm-mm.
you just got to discover it as you go.
Yeah. And me, I was very curious because of relationships. I was married to someone who was very abusive with the word of God. And so I had to determine for myself, is this a God that I want to follow? Because if he teaches what you say he teaches, I have to get far away from this guy. And God was like, no, I'm going to take you and I'm going to teach you. And when he taught me, it was completely different than what any human was talking about. And that's why I started my journey of sharing, like as in the days of Noah, because when you said caveman, that that's a whole nother topic. But that's actually a mocking of Adam, because when Adam got kicked out of the Garden of Eden, his dwelling place was a cave. And there's an ancient book that's called the Cave of Treasures. And it's all about what happened when Adam left the Garden of Eden. And so it's a very interesting read. And I think everybody should read that book because angels are very active in that book with Adam and Eve. And it opens up the Bible in a way where it's not a book of restriction. It's a book of, oh my God,
The
they
Book of
free.
Treasures. I'm gonna read that tonight.
Yeah, the Cave of Treasures.
Cave of
You can
Treasure.
find it, the PDF online. Yo, trust me, it's gonna open up your eyes, and you're gonna be like, maybe I don't want to sleep with a female angel, because in the Cave of Treasures, Satan. It's a lot because there's more than one. There's 5 Satans, but that Satan, who wasn't even the person in the garden that tempted Adam and Eve, because the person's name in the Garden of Eden is actually Gadriel. That's that angel. His name is Gadriel. And you can look this up. It's Gadreel, Gadriel. That is the angel that they claimed was the serpent. He was a seraphim, and he basically gave knowledge, which was like, no, 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 you're not supposed to do that. But he gave a very specific knowledge, the knowledge of good and evil. So Adam and Eve were never made to be judges. But when they ate the fruit of judgment, they themselves turned into judges. So then they became judgmental and judging good and evil. This is good and this is evil, and it's a whole thing. But what was I saying? Oh, yeah, Gadriel. So, in the book of the Cave of Treasures, Satan, he appears to Adam several times as a woman, and he basically tries to sleep with him. Adam knows this, you're a shapeshifter. Something is not right. You're not Eve. You're not woman. Something ain't right here. So that's why I say, like, when you say those kind of things, I kind of laugh because I know the angels. And so I'm like, well, I don't know if he really would want to sleep with one,
I said, "Ooh, this feels weird."
you would have a whole different experience, whole different experience. And
Still,
angels like that, like angels like that, they love to traumatize. So like in the middle of it, yeah. Yeah, you would
the
see what
sight was just like it can't be good.
it's not. No, just imagine, like you think that you're messing with the most beautiful woman you've ever seen. And then in the middle of the act, it turns into this like male creature thing who's laughing at you, who's mocking you, who's pointing at you in your shame and judging you for your lust. Like that's not a good time. That's not a good Saturday night.
Not for me, but some man might just go ahead and finish. I don't know.
They might. Yeah. No, but see, like that's the whole thing. Like man thinks that he's like so strong, but when you're in the ring with an angelic being, they have greater strength than you. So it wouldn't go like how you think it's gonna go.
Oh no,
It just
I can't
wouldn't.
imagine. Just leave my man member alone. Like don't. Yeah, no, don't
No, and then
twist.
they have magical powers. Like, what if you turned your man member into like a cobra? I mean, like all kinds of
That'd be
just
that.
to
No,
make.
I think that'd be cool.
Oh yeah, but what if it starts
That-
like biting your stomach or something?
no, but I don't mean
Yeah.
someone is like, you want to see something cool?
No, no.
Look, put your slipper down. It's gonna bite. Don't make the call.
my God. I handed that to you. I wasn't
It
even
was too
thinking like
perfect. You should have
in
used
my
another animal.
innocence.
You should have
In
used
my
another animal.
innocence.
The cobra
I'm
was cool.
innocent.
Like the
Bam.
cobra, man. You can like, hey girl, come here. You want to see a cobra? Touch it.
No, no, no. Most women don't like snakes. Okay, so no.
Close your eyes.
If a snake comes out of your pants, she's out of there. Like you could hear her screaming down the street.
Girls are looking for that. Hey, girl, why are you running? Some girls want that snake. So where you going? How big was it? Was it a long snake? Show me a picture. Send me a picture.
It's a problem with people. That's the problem with people. I can see it. Like I can see that as a movie scene in my head.
Right? Yeah, like snake in my pants.
You won't like me when I'm turned on. You know? Like Bruce Banner or something.
Oh my God.
Like, why
Is it-
not? What?
How
And
do
it
it go
comes out of
from
your
like
pants and it has like the
angelic?
hood thing.
How we go from like an angelic, spiritual, wholesome conversation into a spitting snake that
Hey,
like a one-eyed snake that comes out of guys' pants.
you're rolling with the best. You're rolling with Eve.
Yes.
Okay, I was there. I know. I can take you there and I can bring you back. So I have just a few more questions.
No, go
Let me
ahead. No,
see.
like I said, there's nothing you can. Well, you got to meet a
Okay.
few to think, like to think deeper
Yeah.
because, they're good.
How's your wine, by the way? It's good. It's good. You're going for
It's very
another.
good. And now,
I'm
see, it opens up.
jealous. I'm not like jealous for real, but I'm like, I wish I had some.
After you leave it open for a little bit, it
Oh
starts
yeah,
changing the flavor. Which,
it
by the way,
does.
do not put this in the refrigerator
Oh,
and drink it a month later. I used to do that. That's
yeah.
straight vinegar. You're gonna hate wine even more. Wine only lasts 2 or 3 days in the refrigerator. That's it. It spoils. I didn't know that.
Wow.
I
No.
would drink a white Zinfandel. I would leave there for 6 months. And then be like, this is bitter, but I'm trying to get fucked up. But then now I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, I was drinking straight vinegar because wine turns into vinegar.
Yes. Yeah. You could cook with that wine. So, do you see sexual energy as spiritual energy? And if so, why or why not? Yeah.
Great question. Because the easy answer is yes. The hard part is why? Because I try to look at it from a biological perspective.
Huh?
But if we go to the spiritual side of it, the proof is not in the biology. Okay, like I was saying, the word mating, right? Like it's not
Yeah.
romantic. We made it. And then, when you go to the spiritual thing, it's a feeling. So there's certain people that afterwards you feel, as a man at least, like $1,000,000, like energized. You can conquer the world and you want to, you're motivated. And then there's other people that just, you feel the opposite. You feel even drained. Like you need like just a break. Like
Yeah.
it's not, even though we think of the same biological feeling, it's kind of the same. At the end of the day, the spiritual residue, if we call it that,
Yeah.
is different. And you might have spiritual, it's almost like she took or she gave. And from a man's perspective, at least, I don't know if a woman is the same thing.
No, it's the same. It's the same. Yeah. What makes like in tantric sex and kundalini, the tantric energy, the whole purpose of sex is you're supposed to give and receive, give and receive, give and receive. And that's what makes good spiritual sex happen, but a lot of people are energy vampires. So they're just draining, 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 draining. And they're never, because they don't know how to get that kundalini up. They don't know how to give out the light. They're just energy vampires and sucking all your life out. So that's why you feel
I
drained.
like that. No, I don't mind sucking the lights out. It's just afterward,
Yeah.
I don't want to feel bad about it.
No, but I'm
I like
saying
women vampires. Let me get
oh,
that
you do?
clear.
Have you ever been with one? Like a real vampire?
I wouldn't know. Probably.
Well, you would know.
Oh, then I don't know. Then I haven't.
Yeah.
But there was this one person, and I'm talking about not younger, but like, I have two categories. Like when I was younger, it was a different thing than when I'm old. And I feel like the behavior is different. And, she would like do all these, what do you call them? Hickeys It's like,
Yeah.
I'm a grown man, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's part of the vampirism, but I
Hmm.
felt like she couldn't, she like, I don't know if it was like a territorial thing as well. Like,
Yeah. Most of the time,
I don't
hippies
know.
are. Yeah.
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 But it's
It's
not, that's not a
territorial.
vampire. Like, a
No.
real vampire. Like, no. Okay. So what
Yeah.
did she,
Like, that's just like I'm, very witchy. So, like a vampire or a woman that practices vampirism, they normally tell you,
but
unless
she'll
they're
like
a
actually
psychic
draw blood?
vampire. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
You haven't looked into that world yet of sexuality?
No, yeah, but I'm gonna find somebody to interview them because,
Yeah.
um, what I've been finding out through this journey and studying seduction and having the podcast, Seduction Ed, by the way, that you guys can
Hmm.
check out, is that I don't. It's not pickup lines at all. Like I like to talk to people that are not even related to
Yeah.
seduction and see perspectives like that, like a woman vampire that you would think, well, that's
Hmm.
not seductive. It's like that's very seductive. I mean,
It is.
you're talking about a world that it doesn't matter if you think it's real or not. She's living that. It
Right.
don't matter if she's a real vampire or not. She's
Hmm.
living the vampire lifestyle, and that's what she's doing.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're big on seduction. Vampires are
So
very big.
you know any vampires?
I don't like personally know them, but, circle
You
wise.
ever had an experience?
With the vampire? No, but I have had experiences with fallen angels and
Oh,
yeah.
that's a scary one.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't scary because you carry energy signatures, so they know me and I know them. I'll put it that way. So we know each other immediately. And the temptation thing can very much be there, but I'm not crossing that line. I get turned on by telling them I'm going to cut their head off. I'm like, you know who I am, don't you? And they're like,
Wow.
it would be so fun to get you to play on our side. And I'm like, I'm never going to do that. I'll cut your head off before I play on your side.
So these are actual like you let down walls like that, and they do as well.
No, these are men that came to me with these entities either on them or in them. And when they are in my presence, that entity presents itself.
So do these entities sort of control that man, or is that
Yes.
man independent? Okay,
No, they control him completely. Yeah.
okay, I guess yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You meet some people there. There's a certain feeling to him. Yeah.
It's a spiritual war. They know who I am and I know who they are. And they have always wanted daughters like me because I come with a great price. I have a great womb. You can build nations, influence, not just on this side, but on that side. I mean, there's lots of laws on both sides. And I actually have books in the queue about that, but I haven't been given the A-OK from my boss, God, to release them yet. But when I do, yeah. Actually, it's not true. My one book, The Light Weavers, kind of plays with that idea.
Is it you telling a story, or do you have
I'm
any
telling.
kind of? But are you able to teach how to connect in that way, or?
I could teach in that way, but it's not part of my mission. Why would I want to lead anybody to destruction? No. And it's crazy to me because like so many people are like fascinated with demons and stuff, but I'm just like, if you knew who they were, you wouldn't. You actually have more authority than they do. Like, why would you get tricked into I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Because if you're a human and they're a half breed, because that's what demons are, they're half breed spirits that can't go to heaven or hell. So they're wanderers, they're wandering spirits. So they constantly need a host and they trick people out of their sovereignty and they don't love you. They hate you. As a human, they hate you because they remember the ancient days and how they weren't saved, but we were. We were always loved. Them, not so much.
Wow.
So they hate you.
What do
Yeah.
you not need to have an awareness so you don't get tricked, or how does that work?
That only comes with the Holy Spirit. Yeah. So if you're one of God's children, you have that discernment, but most people walk around unaware. But I just say in order to find somebody's demon, look at what they struggle with. So like if a man is very lustful, he has a lust demon attached to him, most likely.
Oh.
And if you could see what I see, because I'm a seer, I see the man, but then I also see the I see the demon, you know? So that's what I mean by like I could be having a conversation with you and then like the entity would take over you and start talking all this foul crap, you know?
And then that host person is not aware?
Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're not. Just depends. Most of the time, because like if they did a ritual to receive that spirit, then they're very much aware. But if they just had sex with somebody who had that spirit attached to them and through the sexual act, it hopped onto them, most are not aware.
And that happens a lot?
Yeah. Because have you ever heard about somebody sleeping with somebody? And we use the term like, oh, that person turned so and so out. Because before they had sexual relations with that person, they weren't open to certain things. But through the sexual act with that person, now they have a different appetite. Yeah. That's a spiritual exchange. Yeah. So that demon hopped on you and you enjoyed it. But is that your makeup? Or are you energetically feeding him or her through your sexual acts? Yeah.
So will you think like for example, like pimp, right? Because I've always been wondering, like, you know, they have a certain lifestyle.
Yes.
And, is it a spiritual thing?
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Yeah. There is, you know, I'm not going to say it's demonic, but demons are very attracted to something like that for sure. And that's how come you can take a pimp and, you know, 5 years from now, he's like strung out on heroin. It gets darker and darker and darker, you know, and there's so much money that's coming through, but not able to hold on to the money, you know, those are spiritual leaks in your armor. Yeah.
So are there like, not only are they hosting, but they're destroying that host as they feed off of them? Is that kind of how it works?
Yeah, because if I'm a spirit and I get high, or I used to get high when I was in the flesh, when I inhabit you, and all of a sudden you're like, man, you know, it's a Friday night. I want to, you know, I want to get high tonight. You know, it's not you that's saying that. You're feeding the spirit. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to think about there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I am celibate, and I'm very picky about who I engage with. And yeah, I would love a partner to engage with, but many people are not spiritually clean. Like no parasites, no.
Man, there's a lot to think. I've got to think about a lot of stuff now. Even going back, and you know, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah, I would tell you to write a journal, write about some of the first experiences you had and how you felt after. And I bet you, if you feel comfortable enough talking to me, I could give you the name of that spirit.
Wow.
Yeah. I could say she had this on her, and when you guys intertwine, it rubbed off on you.
I could say,
or vice versa.
There's I'm sure I rubbed up, but but in I understand the energy, but there's one situation where I feel, and I'm over it now, right? But it's still kind of scarred from the situation because it was very short lived, but the most powerful thing ever, to where it became like we said, a spiritual thing, like an obsession almost, like an obsession came over me. But I'm aware of this, like, because I've never felt it before. You know, like I never had that, like, a feeling that's beyond me, where I can't control this.
Yeah.
And I knew it was spiritual. And it's like, it took me so long. And like I said, even today, I'm not, like it's almost like a crack addict, right? Like I'm sure even you're a crack addict, you can get clean on that, but you always struggle every day to not be in a situation where you're going to fall back.
Right.
You know, you stay away from certain places, certain people. So that,
right.
Do you think that there was an entity there that kind of attached themselves to me or made me attach or something like that?
It could have been a number of things. Honestly, it could have been your birth charts, maybe the placement of your moons and the houses that they fall in. That can cause obsession. It could be that she was doing magical arts on you, where she wanted you obsessed, or it could be that there was entities there, and that's a part of the two of you made that entity obsessed, and they like that energy mix. And it's kind of like you talking about wine. I bet you spirits they're like, yo, this is my favorite, I like to drink this, so I'm gonna make them like have a tie to each other so I can drink this every night.
Got it. No,
Yeah.
it was definitely it was a lot of toxicity or whatever. It was very
Yeah.
toxic for sure, and very powerful in it like literally took over my mind and consumed my thoughts, where that's what I mean. Like I've been through all my life. I can
Yeah.
work. I'm a worker, you know what I mean? Like I'm a focused, like,
Sounds like
you
a
know,
spell.
okay.
Yeah. She could have done a spell on you, like
So
really.
how could I break it? Because I think I still kind of feel like I agree with you because that's been my bottom line because I haven't thought of every psychological thing you can think of.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not psychology. It's not
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I know it's like something more. It's like very powerful. Like,
Yeah.
so is there
I
a
would
way
say,
to break that?
yeah, there's always a way to break it. You could go to a practitioner and get them to break it for you. You could do a cord cutting spell. You could do cleansing baths, and I have recipes that I can give you like off of here.
Well, no, you should
Yeah,
put that in a book, in a PDF, and
yeah,
let's download it. Actually,
yeah. I actually
because
did
I'm
that
probably not the
for,
only one going through all of that.
yeah. I did that for one of my lovers a long time ago. I gave him a spiritual bath. And at first he was like super skeptical. And once he got into the water, he got out of it, he was like, oh my God, like it's gone. And I was like, duh. Yeah, you've been out there in them streets, you got some fleas on you. So we had to give you a spiritual flea bath.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, okay.
Yeah. So you can
Thank
do
you for
that.
confirming that. Thank you for confirming
Yeah.
because for a while, I'm when you're in that situation, you start
Hmm.
thinking it's about you, right? Like
Yeah.
why I blah blah blah, and it's not you. It's out of your control. For
Yeah.
real, it is, and I think it takes you so long. That's part of
Yeah.
the breakage. I think almost like realizing that you have to give it up. It's like it's out of your control, and I think that kind of eases off that fight.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the way that you described it, it definitely sounded like a obsession slash love spell. And there are people out there that get off on doing that shit. I do not do love work, because no, if I have to do a magical spell in order for you to like me, like it's not legit and it never ends well.
Could it happen accidentally?
Yeah, it could. Yeah, it could. Like maybe she's not aware of her gifts, but because you guys were sexual, and maybe while you were sexual, that was something that she was thinking about. I want him to be obsessed with me, and her field was stronger than your field, so it overtook your field.
I'm laughing because I don't just want to break it. How can I like I want to what do you call it? Like turn the
Yeah, you got
table.
to do a cord cutting ceremony, and I would say cord cutting and a bath.
Okay. But I want now her to be obsessed. I like it can't like a vengeful.
Trust me, obsession goes both ways. It really does.
Oh, what do you mean? Like
Energetically.
she's obsessed as well? Like even
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
hmm.
But some people are just better at hiding it than others. Yeah. I'm
Wow.
one of them. No, really, I am. I am. I've had people, come to me and be like, what did you do to me? And I didn't do anything to them. Honestly, I didn't. But later on when I thought about it, I'm like, okay, yeah, I release you, and sometimes it's just that simple. You're released, Cray Cray.
If I okay.
Yeah, release
But
her.
they gotta release you. Is that a way too?
Well, it depends. Like, okay, so like if she was a practitioner and she did this on purpose, you might have to go to another practitioner to get it removed. But it depends on how strong her magic is. You'll know. You'll
Yeah.
know.
No, I mean it felt like I don't know if it was a thing that she did or like I said accidental. It just felt I'm not a spring chicken, so
Yeah.
I think I've been very lucky and had some really great women that
Hmm.
I've really, really liked. Like a lot. Not this quick. not this strong, not, like, no
Yeah.
way, like no way, no way.
Okay.
Like it felt like every word she said was a spell. Like she could have said anything. Like it was that strong. Like the stuff she would say.
I've been accused of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
okay.
have.
So how do I combat?
But I honestly, I don't do that. I've never done it.
It's
Some people just have that energy. So, like, it could be like a birth chart thing with her. Like, maybe she's destined to be like a celebrity or has like that type of energy. It could have been, like maybe she dealt a blow to your ego. Like, it's a lot of things that it could be,
oh
where
she
you're
she
just
definitely
like,
did that. She did all of the above. That's what I'm saying. Like
yeah, yeah,
it was like she kissed me the best and hit me the worst.
yeah,
But the whole process, I enjoyed all of it. You know what I mean? Like it was like
right.
I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, well, it could be a twin flame thing too,
Because I've had women that are like great, and I
Yeah.
felt very strongly. And looking back, I'm like, yeah, it was what it was. With this, it was like no way that this is like normal. But also, it was very short, very powerful. It wasn't like I knew it wasn't meant to be, but
Yeah.
I didn't care. Like I almost like I don't care. Like you going against like your angels, all your angels, all my homies are like, yo, man, chill. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm doing this, right? And they're like,
That
no,
sounds, aw.
let me go, let me go. I'm doing
Yeah.
this,
That
right?
sounds so romantic, but yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think that if she was, I think she might have been like one of those half breeds you're talking about because it's that
Maybe.
powerful.
Yeah.
I think she was.
Yeah. I mean, because it's very true. They walk amongst us all the time. And like I said, people do different things when different things are happening. Whereas maybe you're not doing sex magic when sex is happening. Maybe she does do sex magic when sex is happening.
But I thank you because of the fact that what you're telling me
Hmm.
is soothing, right?
Yeah.
Because when you
I'm
don't,
glad.
these are conversations you have with regular people, right?
Yes.
Like you're like, oh, this angel that had sex with me and she put a spell on me. Like you don't really, it's not a first date kind of conversation.
Right. Right.
So you telling me what I kind of suspected because when you
Yeah.
suspect it, you think you're crazy, right? I'm like, I'm just crazy. The fact that you are confirming, it's almost like my angels are like, you don't listen to us.
Right.
We're gonna talk to her angels and her, and she's gonna tell you what we already thought. So that's what I say.
Right.
We told you this.
It's
That's what, right now they're
confirmation.
like, told you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I
Yeah. So
appreciate that.
you need to, I mean, I think it's very important if you are seducing multiple people, whether it be fast or slow, you need to implement spiritual hygiene and protection for yourself because you don't know. You don't know the other person's end game. And maybe her end game was like, maybe she just likes collecting souls. There are people out there like that,
Oh no, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Everybody from what she told me, and I saw, like
Hmm.
all the men in her life are obsessed with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in a bad way. When you first meet someone and you hear these stories, you're like, oh, okay, that's them, right?
Yeah.
And then when you
Yeah.
become, I'm like, yo, I'm about to
Yeah.
team up with these dudes. Like no way. So it's like, well,
I'm
but it was
laughing
definitely.
because that sounds like my life. I'm like, hmm. No, it does. I'm like, yeah, I have a couple in the bushes right now together.
Okay. I never really, I guess, man, we don't really get that as much.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. And when you do, you're like freaked out by it
No,
because
but
she's going to kill
women are
your
not as
rabbit.
direct as us. Like a man will wait outside your apartment for you. Like
That's scary.
men are more direct. Women
That's
are a little bit
scary.
more slick on the way they do things. Like,
Yeah.
like
Do not wait outside my apartment. That is the reason why I don't give my address out anymore. I was fully engaged and he never knew where I lived.
wow,
But he found out about it and then confirmed my suspicions on.
the craziness. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
you can say.
Yeah.
My thing. I'm so sorry. Like this isn't even cool. It's dying my
Okay.
device. But
It's fine.
we gotta do part two because I want you to give me some recipes live though. Like I want
Okay.
like instead of giving them to me, I think you giving them to me, other men can write them down too.
Right.
Like, yo, get ready. We're about to break
Yeah.
some, cut some cords here.
Break some cords. And the funny thing is when you cut them, they call you. That's your confirmation that whatever you felt was done on purpose. If when you do the ceremony, if you hear from that person, like within a day or two, you're like, they know, or their
They
spirit
feel it.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they feel it. Yeah. Whenever
Okay.
I've done a cord cutting, trust me, I've had to block a lot of people. Yeah, because they're draining you. They're draining your energy. And like I said, maybe that was her ammo. Like maybe she just collects souls to do her stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Well,
she's just like an amazing woman and you fell in
no,
love.
I think the obsession, it started with her though. I mean, I wasn't like that. She started it first. She did
Yeah.
some, um, out of line kind of things.
Did you really
Very,
think it was out of line, Q? Or
huh?
secretly were you like, oh my God, she's obsessed with me? I
No, I
think you're
mean,
the kind of guy that would like a girl obsessed with him.
we like that, right? Anybody human, right? But she just kind of crossed some boundaries.
Oh, okay.
And like, one thing is that, she calls you an obsession like that, but when she started contacting people in my circle and putting, ideas, like very Machiavelli. One time I came to work and it's like late, late. And I
Yeah.
wasn't answering, I was already done with it. She was like that toxic. And then I didn't even know she smoked cigarettes. She's like smoking a cigarette outside my office. One, I'm like, you smoke? Two is like, this is wild, and things like that, like almost like, wait, like, but then it started there. But instead of me running for the hills,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
You
I
ran.
embrace that more. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I like this. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
where I'm
Yeah.
like, I know this is. It's almost like somebody's like, hey, look, we're playing with this gun. Like, look, come on. Like, I'm like, yo, stop pulling the trigger. Like, you play with a gun. Instead of going like that and going the other way, I'm like,
Right.
yeah, let me play with it too. I'm like that
Yeah. Yeah. You're like
destructive kind
Russian
of thing.
roulette. Let's see.
Yeah, like I'm like, yeah,
Whose
let's
head
go.
gets blown off first? Woo! Yeah, you definitely were on some love drugs. And
Yeah, but it wasn't even love. I mean,
smoking.
it wasn't like the love.
Yeah.
It skipped all of
Smoking
that.
is magical too.
Yeah.
You can do spells with smoke. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. What I mean, I'm afraid for you because what you described, I'm just like, yeah, he met a real one.
What?
And maybe your nonchalant attitude just encouraged her more to be like, I'm gonna teach him a lesson.
Yeah. I mean, this has been it's been a not that long, but like
Hmm.
like over a year. That's it's been, but not really
Yeah.
because I feel like I do feel like she contacts me. Maybe I'm crazy,
Telepathically.
but yeah, like I do. Like sometimes it's out
So
of
you guys might
nowhere.
be twin flames. Look into twin flames. That might be your twin flame.
How do I distinguish that? Is there a way?
Twin.
I know, but how can I extinguish that?
You can't.
I want to keep my flame.
You
I don't want
can't.
that flame though.
No, I know, but you can't. It's just something you learn to live with and you move around.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This thing is about to die. Like
I know.
I keep putting.
So we will see you
Yeah.
guys later. We have to do a number 2, number 3, and number 4. I don't think we'll
Yes.
ever be done.
No,
'Cause
no,
there's just
not
so
at
much to
all.
talk about.
We opened the whole thing right now.
Yeah, a
I need
whole new
more.
can of worms. Yes, it's delicious. But
And thank you so
thank
much
you.
for confirming everything and for being like you're amazing. I think people see that. I think
I
they
hope so.
gravitate. No, they gravitate towards you. I think
I
it's
hope
just,
so.
there's something.
I
And
have
it's
that
not for everybody because
obsession.
I think that you're very also. It's almost like that Bentley isn't for you, like right, like when you're
Yeah.
like in the car dealership, your budget, right? You're like, yeah, I like the Bentley, that's nice, but let me go in this Toyota, see if I can finance this Toyota right quick.
It's very lonely being a Bentley, but it's okay. I like that. I like that. Thank you. That's a compliment. Thank you.
So it is, absolutely is,
Not
absolutely is.
everybody can drive this Bentley, baby.
And
That's right. You got to be this tall to get on this ride. Okay. All right. We love you guys. Hopefully you tune in next time and we will see you. Peace out.